Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World Daily with me, John Jordan. So this is a news piece I didn't expect to be doing, but very happy I am. So Habbo used to be called Habbo Hotel, a very long-running sort of online community out of Finland. So the company's called Sulake. And it's been going for 21 years, I think, even enormously long sort of community space. And it's this sort of kind of beautiful sort of pixel art, and it used to be designed for sort of kids and teens, and you sort of hang around in these effectively sort of glorified kind of chat rooms with the visual aspect to it. It's gone through various ups and downs over the years, still going. And they've announced an NFT project. So this is sort of surprising in the sense that this is, the Nordic countries have generally not been very supportive of NFT stuff or even kind of crypto blockchain stuff because they have very good sort of banking systems. So I've not seen many sort of game developers from Finland, Sweden, Norway. There's been a few. Obviously, we've got sort of an Embersword team out of Denmark, and a few other ones. Alice teams out of my neighbour Alice is out of Sweden. But this is sort of interesting that they go for this NFT kind of project, and it's sort of they're launching an NFT project which we'll look into, but they are sort of then sort of retrospectively building that back into, or planning to build that back into some of their existing properties. So mainly Habbo. They have another one called Hotel Hideaway. So let's do the NFT stuff. So it's a little bit they're being a little bit sort of calm about it. They're not going sort of crypto degen about it, but they're going to have these little characters. So basically these are the NFTs. There's going to be 12,500 of these NFT avatars. They're ERC 721s running on Ethereum, so pretty standard from that point of view. And they are going to do, as we'd expect, I suppose, 10,000 in a public sale. So they've not said when the public sale is. I guess that they said at some point this week. So I guess at some point this week they will start to say it's happening. Probably best to join their Discord. They'll announce it through there. I'm sure Twitter as well. That I'm sure we'll hear about it when it goes. And what they're doing is they're doing a Dutch auction. So normal auctions are what we call British auctions, or English auctions, I can't remember one of them, but where the price sort of goes up and people bid up. Dutch auctions are start high and go down. So in a way, that's with Dutch auctions, you don't have this sort of bidding war because people are just people basically the price goes down. So there is sort of an incentive to wait till the price goes to the as low as possible, and it sort of just stops people sort of bidding ridiculously high, which is I guess better for the community. One thing they've done here is these 10,000 avatars. You're basically buying them blind, so you won't know what you're going to get. So is that sort of minting process that we've seen in lots of other projects. So you basically buy one, you don't know what you get, and then obviously if you don't like it, you can sort of trade it. It's interesting, they've not said what they're going to start the price out as. They say here, probably set the starting price for a higher number than we expect them to sell for. So they might start selling these for 1 ETH. That would be about $3,000 at the moment. There is a floor price of 0.1 ETH. So 10,000 of these things will start going. Obviously, people will just sort of buy them. It'd be interesting to see, even if they're 1 ETH, I can imagine. There are some people out there who could spend 10,000 ETH buying them all up. Probably unlikely, but we'll sort of see how that sort of plays out. In terms of people buying these, and if there's 10,000 going all at once, I guess people can't batch buy them. I don't know. I would assume they wouldn't do that. So they'll start off, say 1 ETH, somewhere between 1 ETH and 0.1 ETH, and then at some point they will, again they've not said the time frame here, but by the latest, the 5th of October, they will release all the avatars. Then so you'll see which ones you'll get, and you see typically there's where is it? There's different sort of character traits, so that's typical sort of rarity sort of mechanic going on here, that when they're revealed, some of them will be rarer than others, and people will want to sort of buy those ones up, and you get the typical sort of bidding process. So there we go. That's sort of the interesting thing that they're doing. 1,000 avatars are reserved for the existing Habbo community. They're not. I imagine they're probably not going to sell those. I imagine they'll maybe sort of give those away or something like that. Some will be distributed internally within the company, and some will be given away by giveaways. So there's basically 10,000 being sold, and then another sort of 2,500 being given away in sort of different ways, or maybe sold in different ways. We'll see. Now, the whole point of doing this sort of stuff is to build community. So Habbo's all been about communities, and NFTs are obviously great about communities. They're not all about financial value. They're a very good way of people coming together to create a community, and it being an engagement sort of mechanic. We've seen that, I guess, most specifically at the moment with Bored Apes, where people have bought Bored Apes to get into that community. And it's a very strong community feeling, and people sort of do things in that community, and stuff builds on top of that. So with Habbo, obviously they've got an existing game. They're going to look to try and bring these NFTs into Habbo. Not quite said how they're going to do that. But one interesting thing they're doing here is, if you are an NFT owner, if you have an NFT from these collections, there will be in the Discord, I think this is there'll be sort of separate channels for these people. Now, quite how that's going to work out, because obviously these projects have their own Discords. So why you'd want to be in the Habbo Discord, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I guess over time they'll try and build those into Habbo themselves. Not quite sure. They're trying to sort of go wider and sort of have Habbo as a sort of meta verse, I guess, for other existing NFT owners, which we sort of see that with the sandbox already. So roadmap, they're being sort of quite loose about this. So they got the first drop. They're trying to work out some benefits. They'll try and integrate them into the Habbo system. So they want to make them usable in game, and they have an exclusive effect, weird, wonderful items. Have active Habbo Club and Builders Club for these for the owners of these things. So there's a rough roadmap, but they're sort of saying they don't, they're not got it all sort of planned out now. What is interesting is really they're going into NFTs in fairly big ways. So NFTs, I think, are cool tech, and putting it into their games is a will allow them to sort of build out better community. So they're not talking about exactly what they're thinking. I guess they're looking to see does the community like it? Are they able to bring more sort of crypto people into this? But it is super interesting. And it's something about offsetting carbon, which probably everyone seems to care about at the moment. I'm not so bothered. And is kind of interesting that when we think, why did a project like Habbo get into NFTs when lots of other companies have sort of announced stuff and not done anything? And they've announced this pretty concrete thing they're doing. And there's this guy here, Muminio Papa. So let's go and have a look at his Twitter. I assume it's a he. So this person, pseudo-anonymous, I guess we could find out who they were if we wanted to. So lead designer of Habbo NFTs and Hotel Hideaway, and PhD data scientist. He's got 2 Bored Apes. So you can see here, this is this like low serial numbers. So that's one of their Bored Apes. So they're really into NFTs. And clearly they've been the main instigator at Sulake of let's do an NFT project, and obviously they've had this thing that's been going for 21 years, whatever it is. Thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of users, millions of users, I suppose. I'm not quite sure what its DAUs are at the moment, but this is a way of bringing that community, bringing new communities in, re-engaging existing communities, and I think we're going to see a lot more of these sort of projects doing this. I guess Habbo can do it because they're fairly small. They're a smaller sort of project. I guess they're not as popular as they once were. So this is a bit of a sort of a sort of high, a great opportunity for them, and it's not like they're probably making tons of money at the moment, so they can sort of re-engage a product that is maybe sort of has been otherwise it's sort of in decline now to some degree. I don't know what the figures are for Habbo, but that seems to be what it would be like for me. So anyway, so this person's now doing these giveaway things, and we're kind of seeing we're starting to already see communities being sort of interested in this. I say I've never really used Habbo, but I do think we all know sort of the artwork is really cool, and I kind of think it fits into this sort of idea of sort of bringing sort of old school online kind of digital assets into the blockchain. I can imagine Gary Vee liking this sort of stuff, although I'm not sure Habbo is very big in America. But you can kind of see owning these sort of things will be great for that community. So we keep our eyes open to see when these things start being minted. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is Blockchain Gaming World. I'm expecting loads more of this sort of thing. This kind of retrospective fitting of NFTs to existing products. I think it's really powerful. Yeah, bring it on, I guess. Please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon.